What up, Shamsbury? I said, what up, Shamsbury?
All right, how's it doozy, how's it bozzy? Welcome to another edition of What Up, Shamsbury? Coming to you live from the barn, located in an undisclosed location on the outskirts of town. I'm your host, Boom Mike, and I sincerely hope you're feeling right. And speaking of animals, let's get right to today's top story. Two tenants living in the home of Mrs. Emily Broadbottom at 163 Corncob Row, down near the Puck Pond, they've suddenly up and abandoned the house, leaving behind only the following items: an empty case of Malamar chocolate-covered treats, a miniature pot-bellied pig of the Royal Dandy variety, and an old turntable spinning and skipping a 45 record of the old Blues Brothers classic Rubber Biscuit. A bow, 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 hair baba, hey baba, jigga baba. Remember that one? And oddly enough, now listen, when the music was switched off, the hog began to screech uncontrollably. The tiny sow is described as grossly overweight, but walking with a funky gait. Anyone interested in adopting this little squealer must have a sweet tooth and soul. For more information, contact Mr. Wolf down at the Piggly Wiggly, over on Brick Street. And if you play your cards right, he just may let you take this little piggy all the way home. And now, here's meteorologist Winchell Factor with the AccuWeather forecast. Winchell?
Yeah, well, it's gonna get hot, really hot, yeah. And then it'll be a doggone hot one. What's that there? Yeah, oh, just a minute.
Yeah, well, all right. Thanks, Winchell. Thanks, fascinating stuff, buddy. And now let's beam on over to Walker Roads for our Man on the Street segment. Today, Walker's visiting with our town grocer. Hey, Walker, what's good in the veggie hood?
Boom! What up, diggity dog? Bringing you some great stuff today. We're down here at the Fetid Field Market, where their slogan is, if it tain't fetid, it tain't fun. I'm here with local grocer Herb Green. Herb's actually been, how shall we say, reunited with some peaches he hasn't seen for a long time. They're called the Fuzzy Wuzzy Peaches. Herb, why don't you tell us a little bit about this particular fruit and what makes it so dad-burned special?
Yeah, I know. These Fuzzy Wuzzy Peaches are, they're just a bear to get a hold of because, they're just so hard to get. I mean, I can't get them. That's just it. I can't get them. Over the years, I tried to keep them in stock, but that's a long time. This particular variety of hybrid fruit, it's a unique combination of the very ancient and very rare Shantung peach, bred in China around 1563. It's a hybrid of that peach and the much more readily available Del Monte canned peaches in heavy syrup. This little wonder is actually, it's rumored to have been developed by Jeff Goldblum's reclusive half-brother Dougie. Kid was a prodigy or something, I guess. I don't know.
Wow! That's some engrossing stuff, Herb. Let me ask you, what do these peaches actually taste like?
I know. The flavor's been likened to a cross between General Tso's chicken and Italian Christmas cookies. But for me personally, I told my wife, I says, I get a big hit of pastrami on rye. The one from the Carnegie Deli in New York, not the one from Langer's in L.A. That's not, it's not that one.
Well, there you have it, folks. Mr. Herb Green of the Fetid Field Market. Herb, thanks for chatting with us today.
I know.
Well, there it is, Shamsbury. The Fuzzy Wuzzies are on the shelves now, and as I'm watching the crowds roll in, I don't expect they'll last long. So hustle your bustle on down to the tainted markets after work today and snatch up a sack or two while supplies last. This is Walker Road saying, I'm outie.
That was just a peach of a story, Walker and Herb. Thanks. I know where I'm headed after the shizzo today. Now, in local news, Shamsbury Townie Billy Hill was arrested yesterday for unloading his salt pellet gun into a crowd congregated in his front yard. No one was seriously injured, but several of those shot with the salt pellets are complaining of hypertension and the thirsties. Old Piyush Patel over at the Gas and Guzzle says he hasn't sold this many big gulps since the last time he sold a real lot of big gulps. Wow, that's a lot of big gulps, Piyush. When asked why he did it, Billy Hill said, well, shit, fire, and damnations. I done told these folks every doggone week my yard ain't no gosh dang flea market. So I fired off a couple of rounds from Bessie, and them folks got to a hootin' and a hollerin', run off faster than a hen on a hot rock. Old Billy Hill done showed 'em. Showed 'em good. Showed 'em real good. I showed 'em, didn't I? Well, didn't I? Mr. Hill's lawyer, Marty Bickers, says, quote, no charges will be pressed if the jackalope antlers and chainsaw are returned. They can keep the mattress, end quote. Billy Hill himself has declined to comment further on the grounds that it may cremate him. And now, here's what in the world's going on with our international news correspondent, Nigel Blowwhistle, who'll be Skyping in with us live from Pakistan. Nigel, what's the latest? Thanks, Boom. Well, the latest is 10:30 and 11 on the weekends. Aside from that, the situation here in Pakistan has escalated since the US ambassador has banned any further importation of American boy band music into the country. Outraged, the country's president, Mahmoud I Can't Get a Job, released the following statement to the American president just moments ago over Pakistan's YOLO TV network. Let's listen in. Mr. President of American United States, how are we supposed to make it out here in the middle of nowhere without your pestilential American boy bands to inspire the hatred and anger that we have become so famous for? Do you think we can just be mean just any old time we feel like it? I mean, come on, no way. Okay, listen, I make a deal. Keep Hanson and the Jonas Brothers, okay? But please, give us the Backstreet Boys and One Direction. We cannot survive long as a people without the Up All Night CD. And also Millennium, the digitally remastered version. We don't care for the other version. I mean, my God, man, we live in the desert. The desert! Like with no trees and no water. Have you ever lived in the desert, bro? It's super hot here. There's nothing to look at except sand mountains and more sand mountains. And there's no big gulps anyplace. It's like that scene from Star Wars where C-3PO and the R2D guy are walking on Tatooine. And also there are scorpions. We live with scorpions, don't forget those. We are a nomadic people. All we keep in our tents are blankets, goats, chickens, swords, and old Sony portable CD players. Come on, man, don't leave us hanging like that. Stop hating and start participating. Well, I mean, that's it, right? I mean, he said it, didn't he? Back to you, Boom. Wow. I gotta say, Nigel, that was an intriguing piece. I mean, seriously, that was stellar. And I gotta say, and I'm unashamed, I'm saying this unabashedly, I'm frightened right now. I am genuinely frightened for my life. On that note, it's time for our food segment, Chew Eat with Candy Barstein. Hey, Candy, what's the rap?
Shalom, Boomy. Today I want to talk about a fave in the fam. My sister Bryna's Oiga Vault Ice Cream Saturday. You know, Saturday's our Sabbath, okay? Let it go. Now, my sister may not be the brightest gal who ever lived. I mean, if she were twice as smart, she'd be an idiot. You know what I'm saying, Boomer? But she's mishpacha, and I love her like Kugel. And believe you me, she can cook like nobody's business. Her husband, on the other hand, oi, he's a futz altogether. That's another story. Okay, here we go, Boomy. I want you to place one gigundous matzo ball and 2 heaping scoops of Ben & Jerry's Mazel Toffee ice cream into your Saturday dish. Next, I want you to flood the holy Moses out of it with hot fudge and dry gefilte fish chips. Okay? Hey, don't knock it till you try it, Boomer. Next, I want you to go ahead and top it all off with a big fat marshmallow and a cherry. And enjoy. Now that's the shtick for this week. Back to you, Boom Hazel.
Jiminy crickets, Candy. Guess who won't be trying that anytime soon? Not me. Folks, I've just received some breaking and disquieting news. Townie Billy Hill has escaped from the Shamsbury jailhouse and was last seen running naked down Peekaboo Street, yelling, "They've got my pig! They've got my baby! Hold on, baby girl! Daddy's coming!" No one is exactly sure what this means yet, but we will keep you updated as reports continue to come on in. All right, Shamsbury, it's that time again. So open wide and say, "Ah," 'cause it's time for our regular checkup with our own Dr. Bacon Moore. What's up, Doc?
Thanks, Broom. There's been a sudden outbreak of what is commonly known as jumping Frenchman's disease, right here in our own little town of Strawberry. Now, this is serious business, Broom, and there's everything to worry about. This outbreak was confirmed by my own nurse Foulbody last evening, when 3 separate victims of the disease called our after-hours emergency hotline at 3 different times, all claiming that they were experiencing fits of severely exaggerated gesticulations, along with the uncontrollable urge to leap out wildly at bicyclists, shouting, "I'm Gerard Depardieu, and I ate your lunch." The 3 patients are all resting quietly now, together in a padded cell at Shamsbury General's psych ward. They're watching old Jerry Lewis movies on a reel-to-reel projector that we borrowed from the Shamsbury Library. That's not easy to say. They are being fed a steady diet of boeuf bourguignon and creme brulee every 4 hours, and are being monitored very closely. So far, Broom, the only side effects are a high-pitched voice that sounds remarkably like Julia Child, and a curvature of the spine. Our staff is urging all townsfolk to please refrain from watching The Life of Pi for at least 28 days, and to stay off your bicycles. We're doing the best we can to get a handle on this, Broom. Thanks.
Holy Sebastian Cabbage, Doc. That French disease sounds fried. I mean, a bout with that French thing would absolutely toast me. But I'll stop whining about it now. On a lighter note, here's the sports reports with Brooke Trout. Hey, Brooke, what's the line?
Go Mole Rats. I said go Mole Rats. Boom, I gotta tell you, bud, if y'all missed the big Mole Rats versus the Sloth race last night, I'm gonna have to red flag you, bud. Our own Shamsbury Naked Mole Rats took them Stagnant Creek Sloths to SKUL school yesterday, sister. Now, for those listeners who've not yet had the resplendent delectation of attending one of our high school jogging races, woo doggy, you ain't know what you're missing. Now, for those of you who don't know, here's the dealio, Joe. Joggling is a combination of jogging and juggling. Two teams, consisting of 4.5 jogglers per team, jog sprightly around a mud pit for 72 minutes, while juggling either 3 live animals for which their team was named, or 4 1970s Ginsu steak knives. Now, boom, this is considered to be a blood sport by some, and not for the faint of heart. But talk about your good old-fashioned family fun. My 6-year-old twins just get the biggest kick out of it. Now, as you know, B-Man, as everybody in Shamsbury knows, it's been a long-standing tradition in our home races for the town council to host the big tailgate party. But this year, we got ourselves a surprise. That's right. The big man himself, Mayor Fuller Bullschnitt, showed up to man that hibachi. Woo, that man can make some ribs. You hear what I'm saying, boom? Man can make some ribs. Now, Shamsbury, before I go, let me say this about that. Our high school joggling team, the Naked Mole Rats, have took a lot of razzing over the years for their unusual name. But what you may or may not know is that the Naked Mole Rat can withstand severe heat of temperatures up to 451 degrees Fahrenheit. And they did just that last year in the big brick oven race down in Bradbury. NMRs also live in packs and have a lack of pain sensation in their skin. These little buggers are some tough hombres, muchachos. So remember, sports fans, not wearing deodorant is an offensive foul.
Son of a bee sting, Brooke. I'm so very sorry I missed that race. The wife and I had our bi-weekly yoga in the garden session at the Shamsbury Arboretum. We were just too bushed to attend afterward. But you can bet we won't miss the next one. Go Mole Rats! Folks, I have an update on the Billy Hill saga. Experts now suspect that Billy's maniacal ravings en natural may have been a reference to the pot-bellied pig discovered at Miss Emily Broadbottom's house this past week. However, officials are not ruling out Billy's words being a veiled reference to the alleged kidnapping of his fiancée and former police officer, Miley Twerk. Miss Twerk has not been seen since the night of the annual Shamsbury STD Awareness Award ceremonies. Some say she's been spotted in Montana. More on that later. And now, a word from this week's sponsor.
Hey, yeah, you guys know it, Shamsbury's. This is Al Dente from St. G's Pizzeria and Portrait Studio down on Main Street. Yeah, just reminding you guys that Monday through Fridays, we offer a What the Hell You Looking At lunch special, which is consistory of 1 pepperoni's pizza, 1 meatball parm sub, 1 egg goombach calzone, and a family photo including 1 8x10, 2 5x7s, and 8 wallets. To see our online menu and weekly special, you guys can visit our website at saycheese.com or call us at 1-333-333-333. Thanks. Oh yeah, and Tommy Papazuli, if you're listening, you son of a my sister Carmine wants her Louis Prima records back.
Well, Shamsbury, that'll do her. See you in town.
What up, Shamsbury? I said, what up, Shamsbury?